You dedicate your time to helping people with their mental health, and you want to be able to reach and help more people. Research shows that 70 to 80% of people research a practice online before calling. So having a place on the internet where people can come to get information about you and understand your approach to care is so important. A website builds trust, it conveys your philosophy, and it demystifies therapy for potential clients that need help. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your own website that doesn't require any tech experience, how to customize the design, and how to actually write content that attracts your ideal clients, including the most important sections for mental health professionals. And it costs about the same as a fancy cup of coffee per month. The tool we're going to be using is called Simple, and all you need is a free account to get started. So here we are inside of Simple. The first thing that you'll see is the ability to create a new site. You can click on this dropdown and see all of the pre-made themes. Now, all of these are just combinations of different designs and demo content that you can use. So just because you see one that says Linktree and it has Linktree demo content in there, you could still use this for a therapist or a coaching business or whatever it is. You really can just pick the one that you like the look of and then use that, and we'll customize it from there. But for this one, we're gonna make it easy, and we're gonna start with the therapist pre-made theme. So if we click on this, we can preview the demo, and it looks like this. It's really beautiful, clean, and professional looking, and this template isn't just randomly created for aesthetics. This is based on millions of dollars in sales and over 20 years of firsthand research into what actually converts, what visitors of psychologist websites actually want to see. So all you have to do is click Start with this design. Now, name your website. So we'll call this one Bloom Mental Health. Next, write a short description of your website. You can always change this later, but what this is going to do is help give the website builder some context around your website. There are some AI helpers built in here to make it easier to customize your site. So if you add a minimum of 60 characters here, it's going to give you enough context for that to make it more personalized. So we can just start with something simple for now. I'm going to use helping you navigate the daily challenges of life with more ease and grace, and then click Create Site. And just like that, here we are in the editor with that site and the demo content loaded up. Now, there are really only 3 sections that you need to know about. There is the page sections, and this shows all of the available page sections that you can add to your website. So if you go here, you'll see all of the ones that haven't been used yet, and you can click on one to add it, such as the About, and you can edit these by clicking here, and it will scroll you to that section for you to edit, and you can drag and drop and move these around to reorder the page sections that you see on the screen. You can also delete them. Next, you have your global design. So this allows you to change the main theme, the entire look and style of it with one click. You can upload your logo and the icon that appears in your browser window, and you can choose from a set of pre-balanced color palettes. Now, we've done this specifically for accessibility reasons. You're not able to just pick any random hex color for your text and for your background because contrast is so important. Not only is it important to the look, but it's actually required by law that your site is accessible. So if you don't want to get in trouble with all of that stuff, you don't need to even worry about it because you can pick a dark design, a light design, anything you want from these pre-made colors. Same thing with the fonts. We've taken the headache out of choosing great font pairings that look good together. You can choose any of these that suit your style, and there are a lot of great ones to choose from. Next, you can add really cool animations. So as the page sections scroll in, they do so in a really lovely and soft way. You can change the corner radiuses. That's how sharp these boxes are. Next are the settings, and this lets you change the site name, that description that we added earlier, and set your domain name. So when you first create a site, this is automatically set to a free subdomain. So you can change that to Bloom Mental Health, for example, and it will be bloommentalhealth.simple.site. Now, if you have a domain name that you want to connect, you can do that easily here for free. Just click on Use a Domain Name You Own, add in your domain name, and then it will ask you for a few configuration options. So you'll need to go over to the place where you bought that domain and add in a few records in your settings to point it to this new simple website. If you don't have a domain name and you want to purchase one, you can do that through Simple as well. Type in a domain name, it will let you know if it's available, and then you'll pay the registrar for it. Simple doesn't charge any fees at all for this. This is just the nature of the internet. You have to get your domain name from an official registrar, and then you pay them per year to have that domain. You can connect an analytics platform. So if you want to see all of your visitors and you use Google Analytics, you can do that. Simple also has built-in analytics, so makes that easy. Okay, so now let's go through these sections, how to customize them, and why each of these is important. So at the top, we have what we call the header or the hero section. This is so important, and you only have about 3 to 5 seconds to grab a visitor's attention and communicate what you're about and why they should care about it. You have to remember that visitors to a mental health professional's website often feel vulnerable or unsure, so this hero section is a chance to instantly reassure them by addressing their needs. So we want to write some copy that immediately says, well, what are you? What do you do? How can you help me? So it can be as simple as, I offer online individual psychotherapy to those looking to regain a sense of balance and reduce their suffering through weekly virtual sessions. This is a short paragraph, but it says a lot. It says that you are an individual therapist. So if you're looking for couples therapy or family therapy, then you might not be right for them and they can move on. I also mentioned that it's through weekly virtual sessions, so they immediately know that if they're looking for an in-person mental health professional, you are not for them. Good website copy is more about filtering than it is selling. You really want to make sure that they understand whether or not you are right for them, and if you aren't a good fit, help them to move on more quickly. Next, we want to have a call to action. If you offer free consultations, this is a great place to put a button to book that consult. I'm really in favor of putting a picture of yourself here as a therapist. I think that's important for potential visitors to see rather than just a random stock photo of someone that looks happy or sad. A picture of your office, if you're in person, could be another great way to show that you have a serene environment that communicates warmth and safety. Clients are often browsing multiple therapist websites, so if your hero section doesn't clearly state how you can help them, they'll move on to someone else who does. Next, we have the benefits section. This section, though small, is actually really important because many visitors to your website are searching for answers to questions like, can this therapist really help me with what I'm going through? When potential clients see their own worries reflected in your words, they feel seen and understood. And this is a powerful way to build trust and encourage them to take the next step. So to edit this section, just click on Edit Features section. Now, you can do a few things here. You can change the layout. So it can have boxes or not. It can be center aligned or left aligned. You can change how many columns. So if you want to only add 2, you can add 2, 3, etc. Now to add one of these cards, you just click on Add Items and you can see that we have 3 added here. Click on the toggle and you'll be able to remove the icon. You can add an icon and you simply click Replace here to choose from thousands of icons that are already here for you. So let's say we want to use this leaf, we can change that. There are so many. There's some colorful ones here as well. And then you can add in a title and a description. Now, if you don't know what to write here, you don't have to worry about it. You can click on this star icon to use Simple AI to generate some text here. So we'll click on that, and it says here, many individuals experience feelings of worry or depression, which can significantly impact their daily lives and overall well-being. That's great. It's a great starting point. You can riff off of that. You can change it. You can add to it. This just helps you save a ton of time when you're staring at that blank screen trying to figure out what to write. Now you can duplicate these if you want to make more, and you're done. So let's move on to the next section. Next, we go deeper into services and pricing. This is usually the next most important part for people. Transparency in pricing is very important, especially when it comes to healthcare. People want to understand if they can even afford your services. But the services and pricing, it's not just about cost. It's an opportunity for you to communicate the value of working with you and what type of therapy you offer. Your services section needs to convey 3 things. Reassure them that you offer what they're looking for. Demystify the process by explaining your modalities in simple, approachable language. And remove barriers to action by clearly outlining what they can expect from you. Pricing, session length, outcomes, etc. So to edit these, it's the same as before. Hover over this to click on Edit Offerings, and you'll see all of these little elements. You can also add an image. You can add an image here, and when you click on image, you can choose to upload your own or choose a stock photo. So tons of stock photos built in here already. I'm going to type in therapy. That could be one of a doctor holding a notebook. Add in your description. And to keep the website really clean and functional, you can add a very long description, but it will automatically truncate a long description here and add this more details button so that if the visitor wants to read more, they click on more details and they can see that full pop-up with more information. Back into edit, when you're on an item, you can add the price here, any tags you want. So let's say that this is individual and a cute little tag will appear there. And then you can add any external links that you want to that modal. Next is the education and credentials section. Mental health is a practice where licensing not only matters to those seeking care, it's also required by law. Adding an education or credentials section is a great way to showcase those things and to reassure visitors that you're qualified, experienced, and capable of providing the support they need. So this is in a timeline style, and you can edit that and add in each of these options. You'll see a place to add an image or a logo, a title and a description, and the start and end date. And you can also change this to a horizontal sliding style. So if you have many items that you wanted to add here, for example, you'll be able to slide across horizontally. Next up, we have the gallery section, and this is just a great way to show the environment, to have some visual interest here on the site that speaks to what you do. The testimonial section is one of the most important. It gives potential clients a glimpse of what it's like to work with you from the perspective of those who you've already. It builds trust, credibility, and relatability by showing real-life examples of how your services have made a difference in others' lives. While social proof and reviews are powerful in mental health services, client confidentiality is above anything else. So if you are sharing testimonials from past or current clients, make sure to not use any names or identifying info or images, and adhere to any regulations in your region. We can easily click on these testimonials and make them anonymous by replacing this with a stock image or removing it altogether. Next is the location section. Obviously quite important if you have a physical location. If you don't, then you can just show where you generally practice and clearly state that you're telehealth only. You can also add multiple locations. So maybe if you work at multiple clinics or you have multiple practice locations, you can add them here. Next, this section can be used to external link to anything, whether that's social media or other external white papers, studies, or content. And the FAQ section. Now, this may seem unassuming, and for many website owners, it's an afterthought. But for mental health professionals, it might just be the most important section of your website. Why? Because not only does it directly address questions that are in the minds of the visitor, it's also a powerful SEO tool where you can add keywords so that when people are Googling those questions, they actually find you. So for example, a popular question is, do you accept insurance? Do you offer a sliding scale? And I'm sure there are plenty more that you have in mind that you can add here that you've heard before. Next, we have a contact form. Now, this form is great because Simple doesn't store any of the information or messages that get sent through this form. This is configured by putting in your email address. And so it can be much more compliant if you're using an email client that is secure, such as a Gmail address. This is the About section that we recently added. So I'm just going to show you, if I click on sections, I can take this About section and I can drag it up maybe above the timeline. And then I can edit that and it will scroll me to that. And now I can see it here. Then I can edit the About section. I can replace this with an image and it will automatically size it, crop it, and design it for you. you. Next, you can connect each of these sections to your navigation because remember, this is a one-page website builder. So you're not adding additional pages, you're just linking to the section so it scrolls to them when a visitor is clicking. Click on that and then you can open the toggles and title the sections. So for example, we have a section here above the benefits called services. So we're going to need to add a navigation link for that. We want it to link to a section and the title will be services, and then save changes. You can reorder those, of course, if needed. So let's put that there. And now at the top of your navigation, there you have services, and that will automatically scroll them to that section. Many of the sections have a restyle tool. So there are different looks and layouts. If you like that better, it's just a matter of clicking that once and trying it out. Same here, it cycles you through all of those layouts, and that's it. Your site is ready to go with all of the most important sections. So when you're ready to go live, just click on publish. You can confirm whether that's the URL you want to publish to, make sure your email address for your contact form is set up, and then publish now. And then it only costs $10 a month for all of this, including the website hosting, analytics to see how your site is performing, site history so everything is backed up, all of these premium designs, and you can also do all of this from your mobile phone. If you pay for the year, it's only $8 a month. So it is super, super affordable. And that's it. I hope you'll check it out and see just how easy it is to make a website that can reach and help more people. Watch this video next.